Renee, are you home yet? I thought that you would have been out of the office by now. Is everything okay? If you need to work late today, I'll get dinner started. But let's eat together when you get home, okay? Renee, hello? Are you there?
What's this? Spencer? Oh, I didn't even notice these messages from you earlier. That was my bad. And you even went through the trouble of making dinner. But I'm sorry to say that I've already decided that I'm never going home again. Don't worry, it's not like you did anything wrong, so this decision has nothing to do with you, and I'm not blaming you or anything. It just feels like our married life is starting to get in a rut. I'm tired of how everything has become so routine between us. I know it's for my own self-indulgence, but I want excitement, and I want to be desired. Wait a second. This is no different than saying that you're no longer charming or attractive to me. So I guess the bottom line is that I do blame you for letting yourself go over the years. Anyways, I've already obtained divorce papers from my lawyer. It's sitting in the top drawer of my desk, ready to be filed. It just needs your signature. And I think that you can send it back to my lawyer by certified mail. So you'll take care of it right away, right? Thanks, I really appreciate it. Anyways, gotta go. Bye!
Renee, what is this? I just woke up and saw your messages from the middle of the night. I don't understand. What do you mean that you're never coming home? Renee, answer my calls if you're there. I know that you're reading my messages. You can't just ignore me like this. This isn't a one-sided decision for you to make on your own. That's just absurd. You better have a good explanation for this. Renee? Hello?
Hey, Spencer! How's it going? It's me, Renee. You're awake now, right?
Renee, this is quite a surprise. I never expected to hear from you after all this time. Where have you been for the past 7 years? It seemed like you just dropped off the face of the earth back then.
Oh yeah, I'm really sorry about that. I honestly meant to reply to your messages back then. But you know, things came up and it just slipped my mind. No hard feelings though, right? I mean, we used to be married to one another at one point. Anyways, a lot of things have happened since the last time we spoke. So just give me the chance to explain everything, okay? Well, my ex-boyfriend from college called me out of the blue that day. He was my first love, so I guess I never got over the fact that he dumped me right after graduation. And do you know what he said? He wanted us to get back together because he realized that he still cared for me as well after all this time.
What?
And like I said, I was never really over him, even after all these years. So we decided that we would do a trial relationship and see if we could work things out between us again. Oh, by the way, my ex-boyfriend's name is Simon. Anyway, Simon was one of the popular jocks back in college, and he was even named prom king when we were seniors. But when we reunited 7 years ago, he was so much more handsome than I remembered, and was running a successful business of his own. So, of course, our trial was a complete success, and we decided to officially start dating again.
I see, so that's why you just completely disappeared without any explanation that day 7 years ago.
You thought I disappeared? Oh, please, don't be ridiculous.
There's nothing ridiculous about this. One day, out of nowhere, you didn't come home after work, even after your shift should have been finished. And on top of that, you completely ignored all of my calls and messages. I thought that maybe you'd gone to your parents' house, but you weren't there either. I asked around all of our mutual acquaintances, but none of them had heard from you or knew where you could possibly be staying. I even called out of work to try and locate you.
What? That was a bit overboard, don't you think? It wasn't anything that serious, was it?
Are you kidding me? You just decided not to come home one day without any kind of warning whatsoever? What kind of a husband would it make me if I didn't worry myself sick about your safety? Anyways, I know now that you weren't in any kind of danger, so I guess I'm somewhat relieved. But it seems like I worried about you for nothing in the end. My efforts in trying to locate you and making sure that you were okay just all ended in vain. But regardless of where you were or what you were doing, it was quite clear that you had no intention of us staying married to each other. So 6 months after your disappearance, your parents finally convinced me to file the divorce papers that you left behind.
Oh, I didn't realize that you waited that long. I guess you were still holding out hope that I was going to come back to you.
Do you know that your parents even filed a missing persons report with the police?
Are you serious? Oh man, things are much more complicated than I thought they would be.
Like I said, I never expected to hear from you again, especially after all this time. But I'm assuming that certain circumstances made you decide to contact me again. Before you act so selfishly again, though, why don't you call your parents first to let them know that you're alive and well? They've been worried sick about you this whole time, and they haven't moved or changed their phone number since 7 years ago, hoping that you would come back one day.
Fine. I'll do that as soon as we're finished. But there's no rush or anything. On another note, where are you living now, Spencer?
You want to know where I live?
Well, yes. I went back to her house hoping that I could catch you in person. Imagine my surprise when I found out that a completely different family lives there now. And I just want to be home before the sun goes down.
Be home? And whose home are you talking about exactly? Not here, I hope.
That's exactly where I mean.
That won't be possible, I'm afraid.
Why not?
Why don't you ask yourself that same question? If I remember correctly, we're long divorced, so I should have no obligation towards you anymore. Don't forget that you're the one who wanted to end our marriage first. It's ridiculous that you should come crawling back to me now.
Yes, well, back then, that's how I felt. But things have changed over the years, and now I'm ready to work things out with you again. In other words, I'm willing to get back together with you. So that should make you happy, right?
Who are you kidding?
Anyways, let me just tell you what happened and why I'm even in this situation to begin with. Remember when I told you I got back together with Simon, my college sweetheart? Well, when I told him that I was pregnant, that coward just packed up his bags and left. And I haven't been able to reach him ever since.
What do you mean?
Well, Simon and I have been living together ever since I left. But it would look really bad if I got pregnant with him right away, since I wasn't even sure if our divorce was official or not. Anyways, that's why we were always really careful about using contraceptives. Unfortunately, it's not 100% effective. So I guess we were just unlucky since I found out I was pregnant recently. I told Simon right away, and I thought that he would at least be happy about the news. But you know what he said? He told me that there was another woman that he was seeing and that he was planning on marrying her. He has some nerve to be cheating on me like that.
I see. It all makes sense now. So basically, you decided to come crawling back to me since Simon left you for this other woman, and you had nowhere else to go?
Exactly. So you'll give me your new address, right? I'll be there as soon as I can. We have a lot of catching up to do, if you know what I mean.
Are you insane? There's no way I'm gonna tell you where I live now.
What? But you can't just leave me stranded like this. Didn't you hear me say that I'm pregnant? And besides, how could you possibly brush me off like that when I'm carrying your unborn child in my belly right now? That's definitely not the kind of behavior that I expect from a soon-to-be father.
Soon-to-be father? What in the world are you talking about? You just said that Simon was the father of your baby.
Yeah, but he already left me for someone else, so what can I say? Besides, he's too much of a coward to take responsibility for this baby. He ran off to take refuge behind his lover's back as soon as I told him that I was pregnant. There's no way that I'm going to allow someone like that to call himself the father of my baby. This baby needs a father figure with backbone.
But I still don't understand why you would come back to me. You already left me once for another man.
That's easy. It's because you have money. Right, Spencer?
What do you mean?
Well, I already know that your father passed away last year. So I'm sure that you received some part of his inheritance.
Sure, but what does that have anything to do with you? We're already divorced.
Oh, don't be silly. If you received an inheritance, then isn't it obvious that I should be entitled to a portion of it?
What?
And remember that you were diagnosed with male infertility? The doctor said that it would be very unlikely for you to get anyone pregnant. But now that I'm already pregnant, this would be your chance to raise my child and become a father, like you've always wanted. So doesn't it make perfect sense for us to get remarried now? You'll get the child that you've always wanted and we'll be a happy family again. Isn't it such a great idea?
I don't even know where you've come up with such absurd ideas.
Oh, and before I forget, when we get remarried, you better give me my portion of your father's inheritance since I didn't receive it when he passed away. You might think that it's a bit too late to bring this up now, but I hope you understand that it's a big deal to me.
No, but seriously, I don't understand what you're talking about.
And if I remember correctly, your father had about $400,000 in cash savings, right?
What? How do you even know that?
Oh, I checked his bank statements one time when we visited your parents.
You did what? That's an invasion of privacy. I wouldn't think that my father would give you that kind of information willingly.
You're still the sole recipient of the inheritance, right? Since your mother already passed away years before we were even married. So that means that everything should be split down the middle and I should be able to get half of the inheritance, which comes out to $300,000. Well, now that it's settled, we can start making the preparations to get remarried. I'm willing to give our relationship another chance, so you'll give me my cut of the money, right?
You've got this all wrong, unfortunately. If you did the proper research, you would have realized that you're making a big mistake. The rule is that any inheritance from the death of a parent isn't subject to the division of assets between married couples.
What do you mean?
Besides, our divorce was finalized long before my father even passed away, so you're not entitled to anything. We were no longer legally bound to one another by that time.
Are you sure that's true?
Of course I'm sure, because that's what the law states.
I had no idea. But if that's the law, I guess there's nothing I can do about the money. In that case, we can just get remarried, and I guess I'll have to call it even.
You're insane. Who said anything about getting remarried?
But you agreed that we were going to raise this baby together. Don't you remember?
Sure, that's what you said, but you never asked about my intentions. Besides, who would even agree to such absurd conditions?
What? You're kidding me, right? You're seriously going to refuse this offer? This is my child that we're talking about. And I'm giving you an easy opportunity to take on the role of the father of my baby. Don't you realize that this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for you? You heard what the doctor said, that you would never be able to have children of your own because of male infertility. You were never going to become a father to any child, but I'm giving you that chance right now. How could you possibly say no?
That's because I'm already a father?
What do you mean? Oh, wait, I get it. Of course you're already a father. To my baby, right? You're just beating around the bush to hide your embarrassment. But there's no need for that. I know how happy you must be now that I'm willing to come back to you so we can start a family together. And we all know that I'm the love of your life. So of course it means the world to you that you'll become the father to my baby.
You're completely wrong. Let me just make it clear that I have no intention of ever getting back together with you. Besides, I got remarried 3 years ago, and my wife and I were successful in getting pregnant with the help of infertility treatment. It was a long and expensive process, but definitely worth it since we have a 6-month-old son now.
What? That's ridiculous. So you cheated on me?
Huh?
How could you go and have a relationship with another woman when you promised that you would love me for the rest of your life? I bet our divorce was just a good excuse for you to get remarried to this other woman. You jerk! I'm going to sue you. You just wait and see.
Don't be stupid. I never cheated on you. Just listen, okay? My wife had never even been in this country until 3 years ago.
Huh? What do you mean by that?
She spent most of her life moving all around the world, from one foreign country to another, because of her parents' work. Her parents are very successful entrepreneurs and have launched offices all over the world. I happened to have the opportunity to do business with her parents, and they introduced me to their daughter, who's now my current wife. So, in case you weren't able to put the pieces of the puzzle together, I didn't even meet my wife until long after our divorce had been finalized. Perhaps you can explain exactly which part of this would be considered cheating? I surely don't have the slightest clue.
But what am I supposed to do then? I'm gonna have a baby soon. I assumed that you would raise this child with me without hesitation. None of this was supposed to be part of my plan. This can't be happening. You have to divorce your current wife so we can get remarried then.
You're kidding, right? After everything I've just said, do you really think that there's even the slightest chance that I would agree?
Well, if we can't get remarried, then you at least owe me the $300,000 from the inheritance.
What?
If you give me the money, then I'll forget about us getting remarried.
Oh, you're insane. Fine, give me some time then. There's someone I need to talk to first.
Oh, good. I knew that you'd understand. I hope you'll come back to me with a good answer then. What's this? Some kind of map? Spencer, I just opened the link that you sent me. What is this place?
It's where I live now.
Oh, I see.
How long do you think it'll take you to get here?
Let me check. I think I can get there in about an hour and a half or so from here.
An hour and a half? Okay, that's fine.
Great, I'll see you then. Spencer, you pig! How dare you trick me like this?
Oh, I guess you finally made it to the place.
I'm here, but the address that you sent is a complete joke. It's obviously not where you live right now. You sent me to my parents' house.
That's right. I promised that I would let them know as soon as I heard from you. They haven't stopped looking for you since you disappeared 7 years ago.
But I can't believe that you tricked me. You made me look like such a fool.
Do you have any idea how heartbroken your parents were when they found out about your disappearance? But at the same time, they were absolutely ashamed about the way that you left me, and continuously apologized and begged for my forgiveness on your behalf. After a while, though, they could no longer bear the grief, and even being near me was starting to take an emotional toll on them. So they decided to move away and make a fresh start, while still holding on to the hope that you'll return to them one day.
What?
Oh, and just to give you a heads up, I'll be suing you for just abandoning your life with me like you did. There were a lot of financial consequences that we have to discuss.
Huh? I don't understand. Why do I need to pay anything? That doesn't make sense.
It's about time you owned up to your mistakes and everything you've done. You owed your parents money too, right? You took money from our joint savings account when you left. You can't pretend like nothing happened.
Spencer, what is this? You're not seriously suing me.
That was quick. I didn't think that you would receive the certified mail so quickly.
Yes, and I'm asking you what the heck this is.
I'm suing you for damages and all the money that you owe me. You're paying every cent of it, so be prepared.
What? Don't be ridiculous.
I didn't want to add any unnecessary distress while you were still pregnant, so I waited until after you gave birth to contact my lawyer about this. You should be grateful for that consideration. Other than that, you have no right to complain about anything.
Oh, Spencer, I'm afraid I have some bad news, though. I know that you waited this whole time out of kindness, but that doesn't change my situation. I'm pregnant and I need money. Don't you feel any responsibility at all? It's already been more than 7 years since I left, and now you're trying to sue me? Just let bygones be bygones, okay?
Are you really being serious right now?
What do you mean?
You may have moved on and forgotten about the life you abandoned, but for your parents and me, it's still real. We worried, we searched, we grieved. You're basically dead to us now.
Are you serious? So that means...
Exactly. You're right that the statute of limitations is 3 years, but unfortunately, it hasn't even been 1 year since I found out about your affair. And like I said, it didn't seem right to drop this bomb on you while you were still pregnant, so I took that time to hire an investigator to look into everything since your disappearance. As soon as I had all the evidence that I needed, I sent the content certified mail to both you and Simon with the help of a lawyer.
You're claiming damages from Simon as well?
Oh, and it turns out that Simon's wife is claiming that you were having the affair with him while they were still engaged, so you should be hearing from her lawyer soon as well.
This can't be happening. This wasn't part of the plan. My life is ruined now.
Needless to say, you brought this disaster upon yourself. You mentioned Simon's name and the fact that he was your college sweetheart when you told me about your baby's father. And with your parents' help, I was able to get in touch with some of your college classmates. From there, it was pretty easy to track him down and collect all the necessary evidence about your affair.
My parents were in on this too?
Oh, yes. They want to make sure that you take full responsibility for your actions, so they were extremely cooperative about helping me. They've already made arrangements for you to start working for the friend as soon as they think that you've recovered from childbirth. You should be grateful that you already have a means for income lined up, especially since you were in such need for money when we last spoke. Unfortunately, though, you won't be seeing a single penny of that income since your parents will be managing all of your money matters.
What?
You owe a lot of people a great deal of money, so it's best that you leave it in their hands. I'm not asking for the full payment at once, but you better make the full payment in installments no matter how long it takes. First, let's talk about Simon, Renee's so-called college sweetheart, and the one that she was having the affair with. He was identified as the father of Renee's baby on the birth certificate, so he is now a father of 3, including 2 sons he had with his wife. But when everything was said and done, his wife decided that she wanted to divorce him, so he now had the burden of the divorce settlement, alimony, plus child support for his 3 children. It goes without saying that his life is now in complete shambles. Serves him right. The once popular college jock, always surrounded by girls hoping for a chance to become his girlfriend, was now nothing but a loser. However, he needs to make more money than ever right now, so he's desperately holding on to his job, although it must feel like he's sitting on a bed of nails in his office. As for Renee, I think she finally realized that her sudden disappearance was a bigger deal than she had initially imagined. She definitely wasn't happy that I'd remained in touch with her parents all these years, and that I deceived her when I led her directly to their house, where she was captured in the end. But she probably held on to the slightest hope that at least her parents would welcome her back with open arms. Unfortunately, that was just wishful thinking on her part, because although they were happy that she was alive and well, they were not willing to forgive her for her past behavior. And at first, she was quite frustrated with them and the conditions that they forced upon her. They finally agreed not to disown her under the condition she pay them back monthly from her wages. I guess she realized that she had no other choice. So I heard that she goes into work every day whining and complaining about her bitter situation. It worries me that she's now the mother of a newborn, but her parents are extremely involved in taking care of the baby, so I think that things will start to look up for them soon. At this time, it's all we can wish for. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to see more content.